Disappointment arising from a lack of interest from a man is like a shadow enveloping a woman's heart, eroding her self-confidence amidst the affection she offers. She finds herself caught in a subtle game where mutual giving seems to fluctuate. At this delicate moment, the need for expression becomes crucial, highlighting that interest is waning and patience has its limits. It's like triggering a storm over one's great ego. This emotional whirlwind triggers a series of reactions, revealing a wounded ego screaming for attention. Today, we will explore how apparent indifference can lead to dramatic upheavals in a woman's emotional landscape. Let's begin. Number 1. Her beauty fails to attract his attention. When a man ignores a woman, it wounds her ego, and this damage spreads to her self-worth, especially if she is used to natural attention from men. If her captivating appearance isn't enough to sustain a man's interest, and he easily withdraws, even in the face of such beauty, it deeply wounds her self-confidence. She feels compelled to desperately seek attention, wanting to show that she is the one lost, not him. Thus, a woman with an affected ego is easily recognizable because she starts behaving unusually, all with the singular goal of catching his eye. It's important to understand that in this scenario, her behavior reflects a desperate quest for validation and recognition. The beauty that was once an undeniable weapon now feels powerless in the face of the apparent indifference from the man. Recognizing this change, she engages in unusual actions in hopes of reigniting interest that seems to slowly fade. Dealing with a woman in such a state requires an extra dose of sensitivity and empathy. Acknowledging that her behavior aims to validate her self-worth could be the first step toward building a healthier connection. Number 2. The bitter feeling of agonizing failure. Most women are accustomed to a peaceful love life where men provide reassurance and are ready to commit at any time. However, when a woman realizes that a man's interest is fading, that he is pulling away and the romantic journey is no longer straight, despair takes over. In this scenario, a woman's ego is hurt because the man once considered suitable now shows clear signs of disinterest. She feels she failed to captivate him and her strategies no longer have the same effect. This is a major reason why a woman feels liberated when a man loses interest because she is accustomed to security and an easy path. Now faced with a man who complicates things, she questions her own essence. For very beautiful women, the impact on their ego poses a greater challenge to their self-esteem. They may begin to believe that men are only with them because of their appearance, making them doubt if their beauty is enough to sustain interest. This scenario shatters their ego into pieces, creating profound insecurity. In this context, it's important to highlight that a woman's self-worth is more than surface level. A man's disinterest can be an opportunity for her to rediscover her intrinsic qualities, surpassing appearance, and develop self-worth based on authenticity and self-value. Number 3. Torturous feeling of losing control. Most women want to control the situation. Although not always explicit, they use subtle strategies to maintain command. Unlike men who tend to be more direct, women can achieve their goals without stating their desires. However, when a woman realizes that her influencing tactics are no longer effective, and she can no longer achieve her goals with you, a great feeling of losing control over this situation arises. This loss of control greatly affects a woman's ego because she feels she can no longer influence you. Faced with this feeling of losing control, women initiate actions to regain the influence they once had over you. When a man shows that he is losing interest, she takes control of the situation. And that's why women feel so affected in their ego. In this delicate moment, she may seek more daring ways to strengthen her presence, from subtle behavioral changes to exploring new sides of her personality. Desperate attempts to regain control often lead her to act in ways she wouldn't have considered before, all in an effort to restore the dynamics of control that made her feel safe and desired. It's important to understand that behind this pursuit for control lies a fear of loss and a need to maintain emotional stability. To rebuild trust and balance in a relationship, it's important for both partners to openly discuss their needs and expectations. Number 4. Desperate longing for approval. When a woman feels that a man is no longer as active as before, her need for validation significantly increases. This feels more intense, especially if she's used to constant displays of affection. Feeling insecure in the face of apparent indifference, women start desperately seeking approval from men. Whether through exaggerated gestures, ceaseless compliments, or even changes in her own personality, she tries everything to regain attention and approval from her partner. This desperate search for validation is a clear indication that her ego is hurt, and she's willing to modify aspects of herself to regain what she perceives as lost. These momentary transformations can create unstable dynamics in a relationship, making it important to understand and be sensitive in dealing with this situation. Understanding that this quest for approval doesn't always reflect a woman's core, but more as a reaction to a blow to her ego, allows men to take a more compassionate stance, promoting the development of a healthy emotional connection. And finally, we come to the conclusion of this video exploring the nuances of emotional dynamics when interest fades. If you enjoyed this content and found its information valuable, don't forget to click the like button below. Your interaction is crucial for us to continue providing relevant content. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, take this opportunity to subscribe now. This way, you won't miss our future videos where we delve into various topics related to relationships, self-esteem, and personal development. I greatly appreciate your presence and participation. If you have experiences or thoughts on this topic that you'd like to share, leave a comment. We're always eager to hear your opinions. Until next time,